All right. Let's see. Come on in, everybody. Gonna do a get ready with me. How are you all doing? So, how do you all feel about heartlets? Hi, heartlets. Um, all right, let's see. We've been live for about 2 minutes. Good morning, everybody. We got a new blog post up. It's your gal, Lisha. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. How are you? Bonjour, bonsoir, hola, ohayo gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa. Hello, everybody. New blog post is up. There'll be a Sephora gift card giveaway soon for all my lovely subscribers on YouTube to celebrate hitting the big 1,000, the big 1K. Thank you all so much. Doing my lymph drainage. I'm a little poofy. I ate something really salty last night. A little low carb treat. It had a lot of salt in it. Really salty, really spicy. So, let's activate everything. Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your favorite Chicago veteran, Gaijin Garu. Hello, 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 hello. I'm also wearing Japanese sunscreen to start off. Welcome on, everybody. Let's get settled. If you have it on hand, a little bit of lotion. If you're able, I know it's midday right now. You could just do like a little facial massage. Or if you're at your desk or wherever you're at, just like rub your temples. Sometimes your work environment, sometimes some certain people see that you're shining bright and you just want to like release some of that tension, that stress that accumulates here and here, okay? Give yourself a little massage. Sometimes work, all your tasks gets in the way. Get a little frustrated, get a little stressed. Sometimes people test you, sometimes people try you. Just good to try to release some of that stress, you know? Tension from clenching your jaw, tension that travels upward into the head. Just add a little bit more sunscreen. Welcome, 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 everybody. Thank you so much for the likes as well. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, Marie. Good afternoon. I'm gonna be kind of rushing right now. I was just chilling, did some stretches. Very calm-like. I think I might like change my top. I feel like it's just a teeny bit low cut. Just be a little demure. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Doing okay? Nice. Doing all right. Preparing myself mentally for another day. Can't tell if it's just like odd placement of shadow. Try to like, yeah. Yeah, mentally prepare myself for another day. See how it goes. And just kind of like taking things in, right? When people don't want to say your name. And then when you call them out on it, they try to like divert to like everything else. Like they don't want to hear you. knowing that if you called them something that they didn't particularly like, that they'd be like, oh no, like, you know, my name is blah, 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 you know. I always find that interesting. Always find that interesting. Or like, oh, but I complimented you. It's a cute name. Then it's like, I'm not your lover. You know, we're co-workers, we're strangers. I don't get it. I don't understand. And I read something that when people do that, when they give you all these little pet names and they don't want to call you your name, if it's a relationship and it's like starting off way too early, that person is most likely cheating on you, or they don't see you as human. Like they don't want to differentiate you from like anybody else, right? Because you're Marie, but if I just lump you in with like, oh, hi, girly, you know, like there's a ton of girlies. And of course, like, since I'm trying out the heartlets thing, right? Yay. Or devil hearts or something. Something that will be catchy. But like, in an environment where it's supposed to be professional, like, never had this at uni, you know, even in school. Even at uni, it was like, yeah, you know, like you call somebody their name, and if you mess up, you do your best to like, you know, get it right. So it's really interesting how after that part of my life, and then also some places that had a lot of structure, I guess at least rule wise, it just has been going like more and more and more casual instead of going from a casual place and then increasing the intensity, which I just find really interesting. Yes. Yeah. I mean, like if you've been dating somebody for a while and then you want to have pet names, great. If you're friends for a while and you want to have pet names, like I guess that's okay. But I'm not the type of person who's like, oh my gosh, I'm being called lovely or whatever. Wow. It's just like, in my head, having been bullied as a kid, or people like, you know, they do that like mean girl thing. Oh wow, this is so cool, and like they don't mean it or whatever. I've always distrusted certain compliments like that. Like if somebody's like, wow, that's a really cool thing. Wow, you know, like you put a lot of effort into like making something or whatever. It's just like a lot more valuable than just like, oh, hi, lovely, hi, blah, 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 blah. Which just has like this air of like, you want me to, like, do you want me to just be nice so I can always be lovely and kind, you know, or like way too forgiving? Or is it like, oh, hey, lovely, to see if I'm like desperate for attention, to see if, you know, if they don't call me lovely one day, or if they don't compliment me, like, how am I going to react, you know? I think I prefer, I mean, like, if it's somebody that you know, like for an extended period of time, like maybe like it's okay. Or like, do you prefer like your name over something else? Like I know everybody is different, but having been near interesting people who use tactics like that, um, you know, it's just like, where are you trying to get at? You know, like how is this going to change later on down the line, right? This is okay. Like I kind of want to make this like a little bit more casual. I want to wear one of my gentle graphic print tees underneath. This is 12:18. I need to skedaddle. Hopefully this is blended well. So I like to take a little extra time to blend. But I just find that interesting, or just like, oh, okay, somebody else says like, oh, Alicia, you know, must be called her name or whatever. So then you get somebody else who's like, oh, I don't give a fuck about anything, but oh, let me just lay your compliments, and then it's just like where are we going with this? To like end of the day, like why do I have to be lovely or babe at work? You know, of course, like I'm using my government name, but why? Like, is it because like I'm a newbie, so they don't have to like respect whatever I bring to the table? Even if it's just like super basicness. I think this is blended nicely. Better be. Let's see, I already put some concealer on, but I do see like a little bit of like shadow. So I guess what they represent is too formal, right? And you feel like it should be, right? But in the last almost three, almost like 2.5, I've just noticed that it's just like getting less and less formal. And I'm wondering if it's because like, oh, let's make, like, I don't want to make things to seem like it's about me, right? But when somebody knows where you work and knows like how you operate or like your preferences and stuff, like it makes me wonder, you know, like, oh, are they doing this because, you know, they can get away with it? You know, like, oh, we don't have to like abide by these rules, you know, or like, oh, this is gonna make somebody uncomfortable. Now, mind you, I used to be the one with all the like boyish jokes and stuff back in middle school until I just found it really cringe. And I didn't like how I was treated. I did not like how I was treated by male peers. Not respecting certain things, or like feeling like they could just say anything, or whatever. Just need this to be, I have to gunk my little thingy with makeup now. This looks a little bit better. It's just like interesting, right? Now if I go like, oh, hey you, hey, I don't know, female or something, and people are like, oh, you know, like I'm sure they'd have something to say. Just like really interesting though. It's like the process of like dehumanization along with mocking and stuff. And like, oh, well, somebody told you that, you know, we were all nice and kind and blah, blah, blah. While, you know, like I happened to have gone through something where I could have been like really embarrassed about, you know. Could have been hella embarrassed about. But I'm like, hey, you know what, it happens, whatever. You know, one person seemed authentically concerned. One person seemed kind of like they were faking it. Like the expression on their face, like it just came off a little bit too not believable. Whereas like a couple other people, like they didn't make any mention knowing that we spend the most time together. So I'm like, okay, you know, like it's cool. Like I don't care. You know, like I'm already like envisioning how this is going to play out, right? And then all of a sudden they're constantly like bringing it up, but like, oh, it's them that this embarrassing thing is kind of like happening to often. And it's like, you all haven't been complaining about this for months since I've been here. But now that, you know, I could have been hella embarrassed, now you want to keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. And it's like, okay, I see your character right now. And you feel like I don't see it because I don't act super hood or whatever. I'm not coming off super petty. You know, I'm not like fighting back when like people are saying like little stuff. Like I'll call it out like very gently, or just, you know, like, okay, that's interesting. Whoops. But it's just really interesting. It's really interesting when like you come in and you're yourself, and what am I supposed to just be like, okay, let me not wear makeup because somebody else doesn't have the time to put makeup on their face? Like that's my problem. I'm supposed to feel a certain way because, wow, that eyebrow looks hideous. Where's a brush that's not full of makeup? Full of, oh gosh, what can I like, where can I put this on? This one is already like blah. It's just really interesting. You know, you come in, you're chill, and even that chillness is just like taken as, oh, let's automatically put judgments on that person. It's just always fascinating. Kind of don't like how that looks, but then I don't want to spend too much time on my eyebrows. Just gotta like bring this in. Ugh. It's a little bit too heavy here, so I'm gonna like bring it in a little bit on this side. But it's just interesting. I treat it as entertainment. See how far people will go, or like the words choices that people use too. Like somebody called me petty because I told them that like I wouldn't scrape the cream out of like a mini Oreo, but if it's a regular Oreo, then I would. And it's like, how is that petty? How is it not, I don't know, diligent or anything else? But like, oh, you want to view me as petty? Is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm dark? Or are you trying to say that I'm petty versus anybody else is doing petty things to me? I've never had a job, but I can't run. This is cool. Yep. The only difference is you're getting paid, to be honest. More or less the same dynamics. Like I wish I could be like, oh wow, I can vouch for corporate America. But sometimes you'll get people who it'll mimic things that you might have already been through in high school. You might see posts that like the workplace is just an extension of high school. So you could take with that what you will. Like this is almost like too concealery. That looks a little too flat, but oh no. Like I'm not fully hating on it, but maybe next time I'll do that. My concealer. Pat it in. Just, it's interesting. And like depending on if people consider you beautiful, I guess, or even if you do things that like a beautiful person would do, like have their hair nice, dress decently. Like you can dress relatively boring, but if it still looks good, people are gonna have something to say. You might get snide remarks, you might get snide comments. People might be like, oh, let's all hang out, everybody, and they'll leave you out. And sometimes they're gonna be like hella loud with it. So it's like, oh, look at us planning to have fun without you, you know, like it's interesting. But like if you feel secure within yourself and you're like, okay, well, I know that I might not fit in with a certain person, or you're already like seeing that they're taking something and you trying to use it against you, they're not going to be a good person to you. Because like, let's say, I don't know, you're drinking chocolate milk or something and all of a sudden it just ruins your shirt, right? And, you know, maybe a good person, even if they're not your friend, it might be like, oh no, like, I have some towels, you know, like maybe, do you need to like go and change your shirt or whatever? I'll watch your food for you or something. Oh gosh, I hate itchy ears. Oh, that is not a good feeling. Oh, okay. Maybe somebody might be like, oh no, like, are you good? You know, like, I got an extra shirt, or do you want to wear my hoodie or something, right? You'll have those people who kind of step in, even if it's like, okay, I'll watch your food while you're gone, or here's a napkin, here's a paper towel, right? Whereas you might have somebody who might be like, oh, somebody just spills their like milk, or like, how clumsy is that? Or they might make these like like insinuations of what had happened, trying to bring it up and make you feel too seen and like, oh no, I just spilled milk on my shirt. Oh gosh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, blah, 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 right? And they're just trying to play mind games with you at that point. I feel like I keep losing this thing. Or is it like, it's always like shimming at the bottom. The heck? It's a magic makeup bag. I just sat with this group of friends and once I offered for them to use the Penta hat because they didn't have any and they just looked at me sideways. Ah, that's rude. But like with things like that, you can always take it and file it in your mind. Don't get rid of it. Don't like delete it, you know? File it in your mind. So that like, that is the basis, you know? Of course, maybe some people might want to be too friendly at first, force the friendliness, force almost like love bombing. Okay. Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. Oh my gosh, this. Oh my gosh, that. Instead of like, okay, like, hi, how you doing? All right, that's an amazing, cool thing. Like, okay, cool. And then like maybe later, oh wow, that is really awesome, you know? And like it's a slow build and just, wow, amazing gifts and compliments or whatever. Because when they start pulling that away, they're like, oh no, what did I do wrong? If they're a little mean or something, right? Oh no, what do I do? What do I do? And they'll try to like hook you like that, right? But if you notice it, if you're right with yourself, strong enough mentally or whatever, or you just been through so many times where you can like see that it's going to be so typical, then you're not going to like fall for it. Try to do this quickly. I think I might have to get a car. But yeah, things like that. Sometimes what they want to say near you, especially if it might be like, let's say I'm like, okay, I don't like dogs, right? So if somebody just wants to like come near you in your space, wearing a dog t-shirt or something, or talking about that thing that you don't like, or like if you had a phobia, right? Something that may be irrational, but it is way too jarring for you. And they just keep like talking about it all the time. That's gonna upset you, right? Why would you want to respect or like befriend somebody like that, or think that that person is gonna have your back at the end of the day? Of course, I'm not trying to be here to be like super preachy or anything, but it's just like interesting that, you know, people would talk themselves up for being the nicest person, but then start to drop these things of like, wow, maybe this wasn't so nice. Or they, you know, was really angry or mean to this person. They're just like joking about it and stuff. I'm actually gonna like probably wear a different bottom. Just is really fascinating to me. But then over time, like it starts to just become so predictable. Like, of course, there can be variants where it's like, okay, maybe they're escalating what they're doing, trying to not be predictable. But at the end of the day, like once you start clocking certain what sections of behavior even be right? Certain types of behavior and certain situations and such, you'll start to notice that like it will become like really typical. Maybe like that, but I always thought I was a problem. They just stopped like me. Oh yeah. Sometimes like I totally get it. The thing is like sometimes you might be doing something really cool and they're like, wow, maybe that they feel like it's amazing. Maybe they're only trying to get close to you to see like what you're really about. And then, you know, like whatever you're doing, how you're carrying yourself, the way you speak, even your values and standards of like how you express yourself, things that generally like will not necessarily change over time, than like it being situational, you know, because some people will like pretend that they're about something, pretend like they're advocates for something, pretend like they're empowering people, unless it's a certain type of person, or if it's just for show versus what they're actually doing behind the scenes and in real life. That those little things can upset people because it makes them feel like what's wrong with them. So instead of like feeling inspired, feeling where they need to change, they're going to start to make the person that is showcasing what they're missing as if they can't grow that skill themselves or work on it. They're going to feel like you're the problem and that they need to make you feel bad instead of feeling bad themselves or addressing certain things that maybe could be beneficial for them to work on, you know? Kind of, would I be able to like get up early on a different day to make up? Kind of don't want to get an Uber. Like I'd rather put that money to something else, to be honest. But I was under the impression that work would be a lot different. Like in some situations, I guess before like doxing myself when I was at uni, my tail end or a forced end, that it felt like people were a little bit more emotionally mature. And after all, they're like teaching others to be that way until I guess somebody else is like, okay, well, if you're not mean to somebody, you don't have your job anymore, or some motherfucking nonsense. Pardon my French. Which is always interesting. But yeah, it definitely happens. But if you, like I have like some tips. Is that too thick? Tail is a little puny though. Oh. Just something like a little off. That's why I don't like using small mirrors. I need like a bigger mirror to do my makeup. Just get a little bit of that. To feel this under part is a little, like one looks a little bit rounder than the other. Use up some of this little bit of foundation. Come on now, come on now. But yeah, so sometimes some people don't know how to like put their ego or whatever aside, so they just want to hurt other people. Sometimes some people can't even be like, wow, you know, like I get to actually meet somebody who I can vibe with because they're only thinking about maybe being the only one. Okay, is that okay? It's a little bit too thick. But yeah, sometimes some people just want to see you in pain. And oh gosh, is it a new blog post that I'm working on? Or was that like, ooh, I know I shouldn't distract myself too much. Oh gosh, why is it like this? It is a new blog post that I'm working on. It's a part 2 to antidepressants are useless. Not just to be like, hey, you know, like if this is really getting you by, like don't do it. I'm not a medical professional, all that jazz. Well, I mentioned a word that I learned from somebody, a person who was like requesting mentorship, but totally abused like the trust that I had. Oh, I need my eyeliner. The trust that I had of like giving her that time and energy, which I could have just been like, all right, like figure it out on your own. But I'm like, oh no, that's not kind. You know, you don't do that. You pass on knowledge and information. I really want to wear my circle lens though, but I didn't clean them. I didn't give them a really good scrub, so. If I talk too much, like I'm gonna mess up my eyeliner. Oh. I really want to put on my lens. Do like a semi-wing today. See how it looks with the lens in. But see, 68%. I guess that's not bad. Take you with me. Hey, Sukanya. Thank you. I practice often. The only thing is, comparison is the thief of joy. All right. Oh, I didn't. I don't know if I like this. I think I might wear something else. It is really hot in Chicago now. But I'll brush my hair and stuff. $12:43. But you'll see that like working on it and being fine by yourself helps. You know, like there's like so many like workplace tips and stuff, or like what to look out for in the workplace. Mean girls in the workplace, bullies in the workplace, let alone like your run-of-the-mill sexual harassment and stuff. um, which definitely I would say like learn that stuff sooner than later, just so like you understand what's going on. Because while my face is all poofy, was a little poofy than usual, whatever. That some things that I wish I knew when I was at my barista job when I was younger. You know, not being trained on stuff that would have been helpful to know. Not like given those tools either, you know. But then like if I would have known, I probably could have taken better action. You know, sometimes people are banking on your naivety. You know, they just want to like get a quick buck or look like they have, you know, whatever going on and stuff. You know, maybe that's like really blunt. Maybe people would rather have things sugar coated or whatever. Like, oh, just say that we didn't have time or blah, 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 blah. Oh, I didn't know, or oh, it's your fault for, I guess, existing and wanting to have a job or something. Maybe I should get like one of those like magnet things. Maybe that'll be chill. Do a little rinse and that should be good. Even though the air is just gonna like dry out my lenses anyway. Yeah, just a little brushing. Maybe I'll wear something else. I'll wear something else. Hi Chandra, welcome. At the tail end of makeup and stuff, I'm gonna get me an Uber. So one moment, y'all, okay? Do a quick, hold on. All right, so we're just gonna like spruce up a little bit. All right, so we're just gonna like spruce up a little bit. I also need to get my nutrient water. Where is this thing that I want to wear? Where is it? Where is it? Where is that? There we go. Do this. Do I want to change my shirt? I really want to pin it. Just so it's not like super whatever. Like of course, like any other circumstance, like I wouldn't care that much, but just try to be a little demure. We'll put some sort of like curl in this. Hopefully the back looks all right. Because I know nobody's gonna say anything. And sometimes like, I've gotten to a point in my life that sometimes I will do little things on purpose. You know, like just to like see if anybody like says anything. You know, like leave something behind or whatever. Like at one point, like I had on mascara that would smudge a little bit under my eye because I don't know, it wasn't as waterproof as it should have been. And like the people that would just like be in your face and not like say anything or mention it or even just like, hey, like it's a little smudge, you know. I don't know, it just speaks volumes. Like when I was growing up, like some of the people that I was with, that, you know, they make sure that like everybody looks good. Like everything is flawless. Like you gotta fly away or whatever, but sometimes like I can understand you don't know like when to say like something, but when people are just like, I don't care because like the underlying thing is like you wear too much makeup or whatever, like good, you have something wrong with it. That's also something to watch out for too. Let's see. And I do wish, do I want like a masculine scent today? Ooh, one moment, y'all. 12 minutes, god damn. So, okay, the one thing I don't like about Uber right now is that they'll be like, oh, you have a car in like 7 minutes. You have to wait 6 minutes for them to find you the car. And then later on, you get a driver that's like 12, 20 minutes away. How was that 7 minutes? So do this. This is kind of like a, thought I had a drop on there. Kind of like a, way too much. Kind of a masculine scent. Well, not too masculine, more like unisex. Did not want to put all of that on. Trying to like crush the scent, as they say. Just so like hopefully like it dissipates a little bit more. I should like put it in like a little bottle or like a little bit of water, something, like mist it, just so that most of that water carries through. But back onto yapping. Let me like move and yap a little bit. That it's interesting just noticing these behaviors and stuff, and people wanting you to like believe what they're just like telling you, like forcing you to believe, right? Gotta get my water in. Hopefully you all are hydrating as well. Hopefully. Shoot, if I was gonna wait like 12 minutes for somebody, I might as well have gotten a cheaper or less expensive car. Save a little bit more. Well, let's see, I put body oil and perfumes to 6 longer. Ooh, that is a nice combo. Ooh. I feel like I should like wash this off just a little bit, but like it doesn't smell too strong. Like I didn't go gacked with it. Like I just want it like super subtle. Maybe I should wear my Alba Rosa. but I have like hair in the little thing. It's not a lot, but it's so annoying. Yeah, like on any other day when I'm like not going to work, usually I do coconut oil and lotion and then perfume, but coconut oil already has like the smell of coconut, which isn't very neutral like baby oil though. Should I wear bone, animal bone, or fake pearl? I'm also going to put on a slightly longer skirt underneath, just for modesty's sake. Because the skirt that is here, is this the right one? It is a little too short. Bone, ooh. All right. Feel a little casual. I really want more, like more styles, but I don't even know if their shop has been updating lately. All right. A little bit more modesty. Which sounds counterintuitive, right? But you're gal, or whatever. This is my office look. Wish I had, do I have any other like tan shirts on me? Like I just want this like just a teeny bit higher. But I don't know if I have any safety pins. I don't know if this is gonna like last. See, one moment, y'all. It's a little heightened. Probably like stretch the heck out of these little straps though. There we go. I'm not gonna do too much with this part. Like I might even just like throw it up in a bun just to appear more casual. Usually guys, I used to not think this hard. Like maybe be like, okay, do I wanna like wear something casual or whatever? But ever since I've gotten into the workforce and like trying to navigate people's personalities and everything, yeah. Let alone like having been near somebody in that really bad business venture that doing this, like maybe some people are like, okay, you know, whatever. But sometimes I don't feel like it always works out all the time. And I also didn't get one of my little protein drinks. I will grab one. Let me grab one now so I'm ready. Grab that. What else? I almost just wanna be really casual right now. also need to like make a pocket as well for my bag. Ah. Gotta go. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by, Marie. I don't know. Like, I want to say, like, in a couple of months, I will be having a discussion with the mods. So do have that in the back of your mind as well. So yeah. See how things go, and I'll keep in touch. I'm gonna go as well. I have like a couple minutes, and then I will be like probably reading. Try to woo-saw myself. More or less final look. Let me not have like all my junk in the way. Da-da-da. This is a little bit too high up. Sometimes I just cannot do high-waisted. So there we go. Very simple. I could put like on a little wing lash, but I'm just gonna go simple today. So yeah. Thank you all, and whether you're at school, home, work, be safe, take care of yourself and stuff like that. And even if you have to like pretend to smile and everything or play dumb, that at least don't let the negativity stick to you too long, because environments are more likely to change you. Those environments are likely to change you, then you change that environment. So be well, y'all.